I'm Jen. I'm someone who's really learned to trust my gut instinct and, my higher self and whatnot. And it was definitely a process and really exciting, but it took me a long time to really understand what my gut instinct, what my core was saying to me, and, the signs and how to get down to it. And I think it was definitely a process, and I really would like to share with other people because I think from what I've learned and how I fought it for so long, other people could do the same and they could learn from me. So, the way that I kind of, one of the biggest gut instinct pulls that I had in my life was to move across the country, was to move from New York City to Los Angeles, California. I knew for a year before I moved, but I've known for a long time that I wasn't meant to be in New York anymore, but I knew for about a year I needed to move. Like it was something I had to do. And I didn't tell a lot of people for a very long time because I was like, this is something within me. And I also fought it because I was like, oh, this is such a huge, huge, huge thing. And it was so scary because it's something so new. You don't know what's going to happen. You're starting over essentially. And it was, scary to figure out this was my gut, my core, my higher self, the divine that was talking to me to do this. So I think there are some tools I did to really get in touch with my higher self, and these tools you kind of like switch with them. You don't always have to do them so consistently. I think that they're supposed to meant to guide you, but they're not so rigid. You don't have to stress. There's no right or wrong whether you do one or the other. It's just tools to help you connect with yourself. And I've really learned at this point in my life how to connect with myself, and I think others should do the same. So, with that being said, I would like to give kind of the examples of what I did. So, I would say the first tool that I would recommend is affirmations. I think affirmations are really, really, really positive because they help change your brain. They're literally rewiring your brain. There's a lot of yuck that goes on in your mind, and sometimes it could be clouded in that voice, that recorder that is going on and on and on, it could you could get so confused. You could be like, is this my gut? Is this anxiety? What is this? And I think it took me a long time to rewire, but just like hearing positive words in the I term, right? Like, I am worthy. Just even so simple in the beginning. I am worthy. Looking in the mirror. I am worthy. I am worthy of this. I deserve this. I deserve to live in Los Angeles. I deserve to live in California. I deserve to do this for me. It is so rewarding and so, so beautiful. And just hearing a new inner voice. To this day, I even wake up and I say affirmations in the mirror. If I'm starting to have a little bit of a rough day or something's going on, no, I'm going to go talk and I'm going to look at myself and I'm going to say, no, you are worthy. You're confident. You're beautiful. You're abundant. I'm abundant. I'm worthy. Stuff like that. And I think that that really helps rewire your brain. Another tool I've used throughout my life is meditation. I've done past life meditations. I've done, spiritual guided meditations. I've done just daily, like the daily calm of just kind of connecting with yourself. And I've done even just listening to like bilateral beats. I've done them all, and they all are so helpful in different parts of my life. And I really do think that's a great tool because it really just allows you to connect. Meditation can sound so scary at first if you've never done it, but it really is just about you sitting with yourself. It doesn't have to be scary. It's really, really, really just sitting and getting calm, getting calm with your thoughts. And there's times where I'm meditating every morning and every night, and there's times where I meditate maybe once or twice a week. I think it's just you connecting with yourself, and if you need that, to find where your inner voice is talking to you, I think it really, really helps declutter the mind. Okay, so another tool I would say, and I don't know if I necessarily say this is a tool, but I would say allow yourself to feel. And that could sound so interesting, but I was someone who, if I would start feeling sad, I wouldn't allow myself. And it took me a long time to really connect with those emotions, but just if you're feeling sad, feel sad. I'll give yourself this space to feel sad because that's your body trying to talk to you. It's going to signal when there's something actually to be sad about, when there's something to be happy about. You don't really know if you're kind of ignoring those emotions or you haven't nurtured that emotion for so long. So I really just think giving yourself the space to allow yourself to, connect with whatever you're feeling, and cry if you need to, and smile if you don't. I think it is beautiful, and it is really rewarding. Another tool I recommend is journaling. Journaling is just a way to kind of talk to the inner you, the inner self, and just kind of figure out what's going on. I've definitely had times where it was hard for me to journal, and then I've had times where, at this point in my life, I think it's a little easier. I'm able to just kind of connect, okay, what exactly do I want? What exactly is going on? You just kind of free write. It won't make any sense. Just let it out, let it happen, because maybe there's something else that's hidden within you that you can connect to. So I think that those are really powerful. There's different prompts. There's other ones where it's like if you have a certain vision, talk to your future self, date it in the future, and put in all I sentences. I did this. I am living here. I am doing this. X, Y, and Z. Extremely powerful. And then another one is just kind of yoga or any kind of lymphatic exercises, somatic exercises. That's something really powerful that I'm doing right now because it's allowing me to kind of release any stored tension within my body. And I feel like I'm at that point where that's really exciting to me. I think that there's different ways that people connect to their higher self or kind of their gut instinct. And it's really, really beautiful once you discover it. One of for me is that I get a warm sensation within my leg. It's crazy. It sounds whatever, but it is just that's how I know. I'm like, okay, we're doing something right. We're doing something good. This is good. Everything's good. And I think also the biggest indicator is with your gut instinct is if it's I've heard this before. It's if it's scary and exciting, that it is for you. And yeah, so anything like that are some tools that I've used, and I really do think that they're powerful and they really allow you to trust yourself. And it's so beautiful along the way, and it's a journey, but that's life, and it's really exciting. So yeah.